Just when you think technology's let you down, it's there. We're live. It's 20 minutes of coffee. Back. I really missed this, so I'm happy we're here. I understand. I have a track record of overwhelming my stuff with things. Overwhelming my stuff with things. But I'm here today with the return of 20 Minutes of Coffee, a show that is live for channel members. Me at my Studio B. Now I fixed this camera. I did fix this camera. And now it's showing that it's not fixed. Hold, please. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. There we go. That's a little better. At least you can see all my face. I've got coffee. Good, tasty coffee. I've got headlines. And I've got you all. And you might be watching later. If you want to join this show live, just become a channel member. Some of you watching now. And hang out with me. I'm hearing some interference. You know why there's interference? You're probably not hearing that. I wish I could take a picture. I have maybe 32 cords squished into a pocket on my floor here. 2 sets of headphones, game controller, 2 iPhone, iPad chargers, camera cords. The list goes on and on. I think I'm hearing something in my headphones, but it doesn't matter. We're here. How are you all doing? If you're hanging out with me live in chat, give me a hello. Give me a hey. But otherwise, we're going to press ahead here for a 20 minutes of coffee. I got the bathrobe on. You can't really see the bathrobe. I could be completely lying to you, but I'm not. The bathrobe is out. It was good to get up. I was excited to get back and hang out. The big news of the day, of course, Hunter Biden found guilty on all counts in the gun case. And then I love going to Twitter. And I haven't clicked on all these stories, as always. CNN's up first for me, but that doesn't mean I endorse all of CNN's takes. I also go over here to BBC News a lot just to see what the rest of the world's looking at. And then there's this story here. You should probably click on this one. Animal rights protesters attack portrait of king. Look, I want to make sure, I don't condone protesters destroying great pieces of art. All right? I don't want anyone to get it twisted. Respect art. Recently in Paris, there were some protesters. They got into the Louvre, and then they went up to the Mona Lisa, and they threw things on it. It's covered. It doesn't look like it's covered, but it's covered. The crazy thing is, now I can say, like an experienced traveler, I've been to the Louvre. I've seen the Mona Lisa. I don't know how they got that close to it. I don't know how they got in. It's a madhouse. They have 2 lines. 8984M is here. Says good morning. You get into the Louvre. They have 2 lines. And you're like, great, 2 lines, organized. And at one point, both lines just dump into like a sea of people. There's no organ. And then it's just literally a shoulder, elbow, fist fight to get to the front to take a picture. And everyone else has got their cameras out and everything. I get it. So I don't know how those protesters got in. But these protesters got in and they turned King Charles's Emperor Palpatine portrait and they turned it into Walls Crime. Okay, two protesters stuck posters on the glass covering of the painting. So this painting's covered too, of course. Okay, that makes sense. Only I'm not covering my art too much. No cheese grommet. Look at all the cruelty on RSPCA farms. Point made. There they are. There's attackable on display. Paintings are being attacked everywhere. With King Charles being such a big fan of Wallace and Gromit, we couldn't think of a better way to draw his attention, says Daniel Juniper of the campaign group. He's paying attention. I do love that the king is a fan of Wallace and Gromit. I do want I want them to release a photo of him just sitting there on a Saturday morning in a romper or a jumper, whatever they call them over there, or romper jumper, and he's just watching cartoons, having a bowl of cereal. 8984 Eb says, it sounds like it got worse since I went to see it in 2010. Yeah, I would be curious. Obviously, the digital technology age has probably changed how you can view the Mona Lisa, but I would love to have seen it 30 years ago. But it's got to be the same kind of energy. Pulling out your dad's pulling out the big camera, the Canon, focusing. I can't get it focused. Wrong lens is on. Taking a photo of it there. But it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth the fight. Everyone, I'll say this, everyone was relatively nice in the fight, in the scrum to get up to the Mona Lisa. But it was still a scrum. It was still a scrum. Pay no attention to warning shots from the South Korea as North Korea soldiers cross the border. Pay no attention to that. That's definitely not going to be a problem at all. I got nothing. I got no insight. I got no insight on the Hunter Biden case other than I know from a distance you can probably look at the headlines. The Trump 34 counts a couple weeks ago. Now this one and think, they got one. All sides are the same. I have people have those conversations and have those thoughts. I understand how it looks like that from a different distance, but just seeing what people are tweeting, seeing what the statement from Hunter Biden. I am more grateful today for the love and support I experienced last week from Melissa, my family, friends, and my community than I am disappointed by the outcome. Recovery is possible. By the grace of God, I am blessed to experience that gift one day at a time. I saw Biden's statement. This was, as I said last week, I'm the president, but I'm also dad. Jill and I love our son, and we are so proud of the man he is today. So many families who have loved one's battle addiction, understand the feeling of pride someone you love comes out on the other side and, be so strong, resilient in recovery. As I also said last week, I will accept the outcome of this case and will continue to respect the judicial process as Hunter Biden considers an appeal. Jill and I will always be there for Hunter and the rest of our family with our love and support. Nothing will ever change that. You have that compared to this mess. Absolutely ridiculous. I fully disagree with both verdicts. I will be appealing this whole Biden-directed witch hunt. So on and so on and so on. Not surprising. Not surprising. And that, my friends, is what I say to family members and friends who say, hey, both sides are the problem. I get that. Politicians are politicians. There's just certain ways that one side acts versus the other that I think you should measure that by. We'll see what's happening with this. If he is sentenced, he could face up to 25 years in prison, fine of $750,000, though likely he'll get far less as a first-time offender, says CNN here. And that makes some sense. Same with it. And the sentencing could be mid-October before Election Day, which is interesting because this will affect some people and their votes for Biden. I think that would be less the case when it comes to people having their opinion changed on Trump in November. I think if you're going to vote for him, you're going to vote for him. And that's kind of what we're dealing with on that side of the spectrum. It's an election year, kids. It's an election year. Isn't that fun? I did want to talk about this. Let's talk about more old, crusty guys. But I don't he's going to get lambasted for being an old, out-of-touch, yells at clouds guy. But we got to talk about this. 8984M says, Cannon, yep, he's taking some photos on the road. Roger Daltrey, a little band called The Who. Roger Daltrey thinks the internet has ruined concerts, and he is, quote, sick of it. Thank you, CNN. I don't want any more emails. In a recent interview with Billboard, the singer declined to share the set list for his upcoming 9-date North American concert tour, which kicks off Wednesday in Vienna, Virginia. There's a Vienna, Virginia. I'd like to that. Lauren Romo's here. Says, I'm on the side of the people who believe women and the LGBTQ plus community should have the rights like everyone else. Yes. Yeah, that's the thing, too. When I hear, it's both sides. The Biden people are going after Trump with this court case. Trump people are going after Hunter Biden and the Biden crime family. I understand it. But when you go down to those kind of issues, that's what's my deciding factor. But Roger Daltrey said this. I'm not going to talk about songs. Too many people reveal songs. There's no surprises left with concerts these days because everybody wants to see the set list. I'm bleeping sick of it. Some strong feelings about current culture around live concerts. The internet's ruined the live shows for me. said Roger Daltrey, again, of The Who. Who wants to know what's coming next? People forget about surprises. I can't stand it. When it was suggested, the article writes, that concertgoers perhaps want to know the set list ahead of time to schedule bathroom breaks, Daltrey had a cheeky response. Why not just start to listen to the bloody show in the toilet then? Ha, 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 laughing. So I haven't seen, there's some way more important things in the world going on, including a, 200 for 4 exchange in deaths versus rescues in Gaza. I agree with Roger Daltrey. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna agree. I heard Pete Townsend saying some dumb stuff out there today. Blah blah blah. Whatever. I'll look that up. I haven't even seen that, but Daltrey's not wrong. When I went to see Lady Gaga at Dodger Stadium, which you can now watch that show on HBO Max. That was the one that was taped and put into that concert video. It's great. When I went there, people were starting to share on social media the set list she was doing for the show, and she doesn't necessarily move it around. It was kind of the show, every song has purpose. It's important. And it's not just simply spoilers. It's spoilers for a concert. You two at the Sphere. I asked Mark Ellis what the set list was after, because I wasn't going to go. But we had a friend that before Mark had a chance to head on out to the Sphere to see it. I always say Sphere. We had a friend who just started, the set list, and he ran down the set list. And it's like, shut up. Shut up. I want to go to the show and figure it out. And I want to be surprised. And I love the feeling. I don't want to be, I'm not going to a Daltrey show. But if I was at the Daltrey show, I want to be like, oh, great. He is doing Bob O'Reilly in 2 songs. Great. I want to be surprised. When I went to see Liz Phair do her 30th anniversary of X on Guyville, you knew that set list because she was doing track by track, the album. But then she did an encore, and she surprised us with some songs. She did Supernova. I'm not surprised she did Supernova, but I was surprised that she did it. And I got so excited, I jumped out of my chair. And I was in that moment. If I'd known it was coming, it would have been fun. It would have been exciting. So, Daltrey, I'm on your side. And you're planning your bathroom breaks. God damn it. Stop. Just go. Just go with the flow. Literally. Is that a wordplay? I don't know. LQ says, if anything is ruined concerts, it's Ticketmaster. Yes, we can all agree on that. And I'm sure Roger Daltrey would agree on that, despite any money he makes from it. We can all agree on that. That Ticketmaster and Live Nation are part of the problem. And we should celebrate that the Biden administration, under Merrick Garland, pressed charges, or sued, I should say, more accurately, those companies and sued to break them up. They're going after. And the Biden administration, and I don't have all the details in front of me right here, right now, is one of the first presidential administrations in years across many R's and D's to go this hard after monopolies and to trust break and to channel the energy of Teddy Roosevelt. That should be celebrated. So companies like Ticketmaster and Live Nation can stop ruining something that's pretty awesome, which is live concerts. And then when you go to the concerts, don't tell anyone the set list. Let's come to an agreement on that. 8984M says, I got so excited at the John Williams Hollywood Bowl last year when I saw the choir walk in. Yeah. And I had someone tell me that Duel of Fates was going to be performed there, but I didn't know it wasn't with Williams. It was a little different. It was part of the fun. And part of the fun is John Williams. I've seen him now, and I know he's sick right now, and hopefully he can get better and make some shows. But I've seen him 3 times now in the set. It's changed every time, right? It's over the course of years, I get. But it's amazing. It's fun. And I wouldn't want anyone to tell me, but that's just me. If you want the set list in advance so you can plan your bathroom breaks, got it. Just don't tell me. Don't tell Roger Daltrey. Brady 894M says, I never knew the life before the internet, so I always block out social media with these sorts of things. That's I don't know if I don't feel for you like you're living a good life. 8984M's leaving a good time. 30 times? Oh, I said 3 times. Did it sound like 30 times? I haven't finished my coffee, so I got a little mush mouth going. But 3 times. 3 times is what I saw John was. 898 Forum has never seen life. You're living a good life. The internet's a good thing. The internet's a good thing. Look what we're doing right now. We're hanging out here right now. 20 minutes of coffee. Hanging out with some channel members. We'll rebroadcast this live, but it's really about me hanging out with you. That's the internet. I'm not an old man about that. I'm not an old man screaming about clouds about that. But discourse, that word discourse, I never knew that word discourse. I knew what discourse was. I'm not that dumb. I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. Discourse, canon, spoilers, all those things. The dark side of the internet. Oh, and that's the light dark side of the internet. As we know, it gets darker. Anyways, DALTREY, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'll follow up with the special counsel speaking on the Hunter Biden thing later. But yeah, life before the internet, I don't even remember it. I don't even remember life before the internet. But you feel you're definitely more connected. That's why I'll never trade it. You're never more connected. There's some fun adventures getting into a new city, grabbing a map and exploring and maybe getting lost. That's how I found my way around LA when I moved here in 98. I get in my car and I drive and I'd find my way around LA and intentionally try to get lost. By the way, I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do. And I probably am enjoying a little bit of male privilege of being able to drive around by myself in a strange city to get lost on purpose. But now, you don't need to do that. GPS, thanks DARPA. GPS is in our pockets, and that's a different kind of fun. But I do miss some of the exploring a city you don't know and not knowing your way around it. I miss some of that, but I think overall we're connected. There's community. But you still got to get outside. Your feet still got to get to the ground if you can. Brian Tillo's there saying good morning / afternoon. I drive down Southern California. I don't want to give Brian's exact location away. I know where he's generally at. Hey, find your way around. Pull over on the side of the road and you have to pull out your MapQuest. Pull out a Thomas guide. It's kind of fun. And I guess you still can do that. That's the thing, 8984M. You have that option to go back and live life like we used to. I don't miss some of those days, There's the downside of being absolutely connected to everyone you went to high school with after high school. But I enjoy it. I enjoy versus I lived long enough, graduated high school in 94, Ranger Downer walks with GPS. I walk with GPS. 8984M defends himself, said, hey, I'm old enough to have used maps. Those were so unused. That's true. I mean, I was still MapQuesting until the late 2000s. I didn't have a fancy phone until like 2010 or 11, where I could map myself. I was still MapQuesting. A lot of drama in your drive. Did I miss the right? Did I miss the veer left? Laserbolt. Laserbolt is here. Ranger Donald's here. Brian Tiller's here. I'm about to sign out, but it's good to be back. I literally, this has to be about a 25 minute of coffee here today because I got some work to go do. I had a deadline changed on me, which is totally fine. That's the way it goes sometimes. So I thought I had 5 days to complete a project. Now I had 1.5. So today's going to be a fun writing day. We're going to get some stuff done. But I'll be busy. So there you go. This is an old man with a cup of coffee screaming at the clouds. This is what it is. Hello, housekeeping on the way out. Reminding people about my big show, June 30th, 7 p.m. Hot Bear Bank Nights at Flappers Comedy Club, the Yoo-Hoo Room. Great little room. I hope you, if you're local, I hope you consider coming on out. I think Brian Tiller's going to be there. I don't know if Brian Tiller +1. I don't know if he +1. I think he got a couple. I have to check on the ages on the show too. I have a friend who's like, "Can I bring my 16-year-old son?" I think so. There's not much difference. Well, there's a lot of difference between 16 and 18, but I don't know if you're going to understand humor any different from 16 to 18, right? I think, yeah, right? I definitely was more grown up at 18 than I was 16. But I don't think my ability to understand dirty jokes changed too much. I don't do a lot of dirty jokes, too, by the way. Anyways, that's kind of what's going on. Check out that show if you're local. I appreciate you all. Appreciate you having the patience with me here. Brian Tiller says, I am +1 at the moment. There you go. That's a twofer. Appreciate your patience and me getting back to 20 minutes of coffee. As always, I intend to usually do it once to twice a week. And then sometimes things change in my schedule. And this thing, unfortunately, is easier to move than some other things. But I appreciate you channel members. I appreciate you who call in live, like 8984M. Lauren Romo says, I wish I could make the show. I wish you could too, but we'll try to get out to Michigan. Big breaking news. Romo knows about this. I did find that there's a new Detroit Pizza Depot location closer to me than the one that is in downtown LA, which means on a future episode of The Blathering, I'm going to eat some Detroit pizza on air. That's right. I have not believed that this style of pizza existed. Now we're going to stuff it in my mouth and find out. There you go. All right. Thanks for hanging out. 20 minutes of coffee, an old man, a cup of coffee, and the clouds, which we like. So for Roger Daltrey and all those going to the bathroom at concerts, we'll see you next time here on 20 Minutes of Coffee.